To play this game, you lay down a bunch of different cards that have the vocabulary words on one of the cards, and on the different card you have the definitions. And we scramble them up and we place them down on the tables or the floor, and you choose and mix and match by flipping over one card to see what the word or definition is, and then you flip over another card. If they don't match, then you flip them over and let the other person have a turn. To get a point, you have to have two of the matching vocabulary word and definition. Learning vocabulary is important in school because if you know the words, then that will make you more intelligent and you can just remember the word and vocabulary definition off the top of your head rather than going into a dictionary. I learned a lot from the vocabulary game because there were a lot of words that I did not recognize, and using this game, it helped me know what the words mean rather than me just sitting there and contemplating about what the definition is.
For reading fair, everyone read a book and made a project about their book to share their idea with other students. I like going to the reading fair because it make me want to read all the books because of their book reviews. Reading is important because it helps students develop the ability to think, and reading helps students to become better writers.
In this assignment, we wrote an essay to explain the causes and effects of European imperialism in Africa. Writing an essay instead of just doing a worksheet helps us learn more about imperialism in Africa. It's important to read in all your classes because you're able to gain more knowledge while doing it. Also, it strengthens your vocabulary. It's also important to write in all your classes because as you're writing, you're collecting so much information that you can make into your own in details.
In social studies class, we watched a video called Mexican Deportees and Outsourced Labor to learn about outsourcing. In response to the video, we had to write an essay explaining how human geography was tied to the video. Here's an excerpt of the essay I wrote. I'll read just the conclusion. Now you understand how human geography intertwines with the video Mexican Deportees and Outsourced Labor. Not only does it connect with migration and language, but also development, religion, and more. Human geography isn't just the studies of the location of things and why it's there. It is understanding humans in a more profound way.
This assignment was called Collaborate because we had to collaborate as a group to write a story. What we did was take turns on adding to a story that had to be creative. This assignment made us better writers because we had to add on to what our group members were writing, and we had to be creative, but it was a challenge because we had to put a lot of different thoughts together, but it did help.
Once in a land of hopelessness, there was a hero determined to bring back hope and happiness. He would do this by loving everyone and being the happiest person anyone had ever known. But to accomplish this, he would have to sacrifice his own happiness.
The village didn't believe the hero since they didn't think the village was able to be what it used to be. And
After the village missed the kind, brave hero, but they were glad he defeated the evil witch. Throughout the years, the village people told the story of the brave-hearted hero to their kids, and they still pass on.
A self-reflection in art class is basically reevaluating your work, and it shows what mistakes you made and what achievements you made and how you can create a better art piece in the future. Writing self-reflections in art is important because it helps us understand our own work and what we did wrong and what we did good and how we can fix it. It helps us understand the structure and the element, and it can relate to literacy because, an example, when you're writing an essay, it has a certain structure, so the person who's grading it can understand. In art, we do the same thing with our art pieces. It's so we can understand what we did. It's important to write in all of our classes because we have a basic understanding of our own writing, and it helps us promote literacy. Basically, it's important to understand what you're doing in your own work compared to just the teacher looking at your work.
My name is Adrana Oniovosa, and I made it to the regional science fair. Science fair was a writing intensive project because I had to record a lot of my findings, especially because I worked with plants. Scientists have to be good writers because everything that is discovered and is to be taken seriously must be verified, and you can't verify something if there is no written record of it.
In this lab, we dissected a pig and also we read a packet that explained the organs by what they did and what they look like. After we dissected, we wrote about the function of the organs and how they looked. Writing really helped us remember what to do and how they looked and functioned. Scientists have to be good writers and readers because they have to translate what they do and what they discovered to help explain it to other scientists and other people.
In Spanish class, we studied what goes on a Mexican restaurant. We even wrote our own menus. We also acted we were actually in a Mexican restaurant. Writing down helps because it gives us better understanding of what actually goes on.
In math class, we watched the movie Pay It Forward. To learn about exponential growth, we wrote SARs about how when you do good for somebody, that good grows exponentially. It's important to write in math, like, period. It's important to write. A mathematician has to be a good writer because you have to be able to explain. To be able to explain, you have to be an open-minded person. Because open-minded person, they they think through things, and to think and to know, you have to learn. And to learn, you have to read and write and practice.
To Elsick Ninth Grade Center, located in sunny Houston, Texas. My name is Miss Green, and we're going to highlight the things that we really love about the city of Houston. This is my fourth period English class, and I refer to them as my angels. Give it up for my angels.
Hi, good afternoon. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a shot. Say hi. He said hi.
Welcome to Houston, Texas. First and foremost, Houston is the fourth largest city in America. Did you know that the word Houston is the first word that's spoken on the moon? Another thing that makes us proud is we have the largest medical center in the world.
Read Around the Planet is a project where students share their English abilities in writing and speaking. We read and research about Houston's culture to show them how it looks like to live in here. We video conferenced with another class in Nebraska to teach them what Houston is like. Especially we research about what makes Houston different from other countries. Read Around the Planet help our listening and speaking skills because like we are ESL students, we were speaking to students that have English as their first language, and it helped us by by getting out of our comfort zone and try new things so we can improve our English in writing and speaking.